Yes, the SP-404, the Roland SP-404. Why I love that gear. So the SP-404 for making beats, for me, is a little difficult. And if you look online, look on YouTube, you'll probably find out that other people say the same thing. Not that it can't be done, not that I haven't done it, but it's just not the easiest to do, especially in comparison to other things. I would actually rather make music on like an iPad first before I did mess with this, right? Not that anything's wrong with the iPad. It's just, for me, it's just not a great way to make music. But iPad has some dope apps. Don't get me wrong. I love the Maschine app, or when it was out, I love the Ableton app, Ableton Note. I think it's called Beatmaker specifically. And it's far more robust as far as making music and making beats. But we're not talking about the iPad. We're talking about the SP-404. So SP-404, again, for making beats is a little difficult. But when it comes to the effects of the SP-404 and using the effects specifically, like using them to perform your music, it's top notch. I make music in the Maschine, and then I run it through the SP-404, and I use the SP-404 as the filter to Studio One, so that I can track the music there. So I record everything as a 2-track in the Studio One, or sometime I'll mix it. I'll track every single sound out, depending. So the effects are super dope, man. When you want it, there's like a tape stop feature. There's choruses, there's compressors, there's EQs, there's all sorts of different features that you could use. And what it does is it helps with the performance of the track. If you look at one of the episodes of my YouTube, you'll see me using it. I pretty much use it for any beat video that I do. You'll see me using the SP-404 to perform. And it makes it super easy if you need to add some sort of dynamic approach to your music. Like, you could kind of have whatever song you want, and by using the effects, you kind of change it into a different song, or you enhance the song. So that's my main use of the 404. And also it's a great, like I said, a filter for effects, but it's also a great filter for just an overall sound of your music, or whatever you're trying to run through it. So it's a great lo-fi, but you can clean that up. You can make it super hi-fi. You can make it kind of wonky, kind of have filters going in and out, and you could do all that on the master bus track. So the master bus track is ran into the audio interface. So the Maschine itself isn't going into the interface, it's going into the 404. The 404 is being routed into the interface. So everything goes through the 404. So, that's the main reason, is the effects, using the effects, performing the music. Those are the main things. And then actually coloring the sound. SP-404 top notch if you're just doing it in your lab, or if you're performing. If you want to go out and perform your music, it's great to have this here. The other thing I want to use it for, though, is for stuff like this. You know what I mean? Like, I have, doing a podcast or just doing a radio show in general, you always notice they have, all that foley sound, weird sound. So I'm going to come up with my own sounds. And as I'm, doing my podcast here, I just have these buttons on cue. And the great part about that is, I think there's about 8 banks. I think it's 16 banks. So not that I need that many sounds, but just loading up one bank of sounds, for sound effects, I think might enhance the show. I don't know. I'm going to try it out. But the SP-404, one of my favorite units for all those reasons. Digital Hobby Labs, I'm Dion. If you like this content, like, share, subscribe. I'm out.